So we're gonna talk about herbal oil, and we're gonna talk about two methods. Three methods actually. So one is cooked at a very low temperature. So when I say very low, you don't want this oil to go any higher than 60 degrees. If you have time, it's better to even stay at 40 degrees. I personally like the oil not to overcook the plant. That's my personal thing. You will find different books, you'll find different methods. With herbalism, there's 100 ways to do one thing, which is exciting, but confusing. So do you know what I mean when I say bain-marie? Because I say it with a French accent. Yeah? Do you all understand bain-marie?
Yeah.
No. So can somebody try to say it with an English accent for a start?
You know when you melt chocolate, there's a saucepan of hot water on the low heat, and you put a bowl over it,
Oh, right.
and you kind of
Can you say it with English accent?
You say you're better.
bain-marie.
Yeah.
Does that make more sense? No,
No.
still not.
I didn't know
Yeah,
that
so it's a
term.
double
Yeah.
boiling. So what you have a container with, you have your pot with water in it, and you're going to see the bain-marie. I'm going to show you at the end of this session. So you have the water in the pot, you boil it, and then what you're going to cook come in a second pot, like this one. So this is boiling, this water, and then you put that, and that what you're going to cook is here. So sometimes they can come ready-made as a one pot, but sometimes you can create it like this. You know, that's a very DIY way of making a bain-marie. For our purpose, I also like to use the slow cooking pot method. It's very similar. You'll have a thermometer in each just to check that your plants are not overboiling. You can make it for 3 hours. 1 hour is enough. But 2-3 hours, or even like what I do is sometimes I go for 3 days. So I switch it off overnight, come back in the morning, and I keep adding plants. But that's not in any textbook. It's my own way of making my oil extremely potent. Because when I work with my patients, I want things to work quick. So just to say, what I'm trying to say here is stick to the method that is in the handout for now. But when you feel ready, go and create more things with your magic and intuition, because we all have different ways of connecting with things, and it's really important to not just stick to what a recipe gives you. You know, feel free, break free, be a bird. Okay, so that's one method, and so right now we're gonna do it with the ground ivy, which is here, and you've done a lovely harvest. So with this one, we don't really measure things. With oil, you usually just you plant material into the pot, and I'm gonna ask someone to, could you pass me the olive oil? And so, you know, we can make it a bit compact, because first we're gonna make a short term today, because it's a course, so we're gonna do 1 hour. But yeah, so with that you can make it compact, but with the other method I'm gonna show you in a minute, you cannot compact them. So that, just remember that there's two different ways. And the reason you can make this plant compact when you cook it is because with the heat, the moisture will evaporate. So you don't have too much risk of your oil molding. Yeah? So I'm going to put quite a bit, and then I'm going to keep a little bit so we have a tea as well, because it would be nice to give a taste to this plant. So that's about right, you know. And then I'm just going to cover it with the olive oil. Now, I use organic virgin olive oil. Organic virgin olive oil has a low smoking point, so you should really never use olive oil for cooking, by the way. This is not the cooking workshop today, but I always like to bring a little bit of that stuff. You should only use coconut oil, which has a high point, but it will make everything taste of coconut. Or animal fat, like clarified ghee, tallow from beef fat, or lard, or the lamb one, which I can't remember the name, it's got a different name. That is if you are approaching animal product, of course. If not, stick to coconut oil.
What about avocado?
Not for cooking. Definitely not for cooking. 100%. It's even lower than olive oil. You can sometimes
That's
use...
supposed to be a higher smoke point.
No, avocado oil, not in my book, but then unless I'm wrong, but as far as I know, no. The olive oil is only passable, and actually, yeah, if you don't cook at high temperature, basically. So... Okay, so I use olive oil. I don't use almond oil or stuff like that, because they are modified, in fact. You know, most seed oil are not stable. If you have a cold virgin press oil, it should only last a week, and then it'll start going rancid, which is the danger with having too many truffes in your diet. So again, I don't want to go too much in that. Research PFAS if you want to know what they are, polyunsaturated fats. So I believe that your skin is, well, it's not a belief, it is. It's your largest organ, yeah? What goes on your skin goes straight in your bloodstream. You don't even get the liver to filter things out. So in fact, you should be more careful what you put on your skin from what you put in your mouth, yeah? So I'm talking about deodorant, cream, things you wash with in your house. You know, there's a lot of things to think about. Because it's going straight in your blood, it's going straight in your brain, it's going straight everywhere in your organs, all your organs. So I approach it the same way. I use olive oil. You can use sesame oil, but it will have a bit of flavor, you know, it's kind of really nice as well. I think this is a bit closer to home. I mean, it's not quite UK, but it's European to a degree. So that is that. So I'm just gonna pour the olive oil and basically cover all my plant material. And yeah, that's, I'm not measuring it. The tincture will be very different from this approach, you'll see. Yeah, that should be about right. Can you find in that drawer a spoon or something? I just want to push the plant a little bit under, please. Any tool that you can find. Perfect, that will do. Right, so I'm just gonna push it, and I think, yeah, I'll just stop it up a tiny bit. It's nice to have it just above. That's it. And that's that, and now I'm just gonna go plug it, let it go hot. At the beginning I'll go for high, and we'll put an alarm to remind me to put it back on low, because sometimes I forget and then it boils, which is absolutely not what it should do, okay? Okay, we can stop here.